Morning.
The nice thing about the breaking rain is I get to use this table for coffee and breakfast. The stream over there was plenty deep enough to just dip some water from, so I'm good. I've got enough to do oatmeal, coffee. So yeah, so I'll look round here in the morning. Just spin around. There's the tent. Okay. So I think, so we came along there, over the stream to camp here. When we're going back, we'll go back over that way and carry on up there. And like I said, it's about between 1/2 and 3/4 of a mile through these woods and then into the country park. So I think that water's almost boiling already. So I'm going to make my coffee and oatmeal. Just having a second cup of coffee. Eat the last life out of that coffee bag, and it started raining, as you can probably hear. But it's only light rain, and it's just only meant to last for about half an hour. So I just thought I'd dive back in my tent and drink that coffee. And by the time I finish that, hopefully it should have stopped raining, so I can finish off packing away, get this air mat down. I've just left it up to sit on for the time being because the ground's pretty cold, and then I'll head off. It's been a fairly lazy start today. It's probably going to be like between 8:30 and 9 o'clock by the time I actually get moving, so which works out all right actually, because I didn't want to get into that little market town whose name I can't remember right now too early. I don't know what time the market opens, and also if I hit about lunchtime and if there's really nice looking food places, I can get some lunch there. But if not, like I say, I'll have to play it by ear, see what happens when I get there. Right, I'm going to finish my coffee anyway. I'll bring you back when the rain stops. Right. You can just about see where the tent's been. It's just a little bit drier than around it, but even that's still pretty damp. And I cleaned up a few of the bits of litter that other people had left as well. Actually, there was a couple came through about half an hour ago with a bag of one of those litter picking sticks, and they look like they'd just been cleaning up trash that they found on the walk, which is really good. It's really good when people do that. Right, loads of dog walkers this morning as well. It's been quite fun. But I'm going to take advantage of this break in the weather and see how much distance I can get before it starts raining again. Yeah, the first bit of the walk is it's basically just stay on this trail that I'm on now until we get out of the woods and into the country park proper. So yeah, nice easy start to the day. Imagine this place gets really busy on a normal weekend with the forecast weather being so bad. There's still been a fair number of people about, again mainly dog walkers, a few runners and cyclists, but I talked to one chap out with his dog while I was putting the tent away, and he said it's crazy on like a note. If the weather's even halfway decent, this place is just packed on weekends. It'd be so good to have something like this right on your doorstep. So yeah, this clearing here would be another nice place to camp as well, just behind me. So just to the right. Oh, I'm on a trig point here. If you can just see a car in the background behind me and maybe hear some road noise, that's the edge of Cannock Chase Country Park. So it's been really nice, but we need to move on. See, as soon as we're outside the park boundaries, that's some signs of agriculture again. I'm not sure that barbed wire is necessary. Shropshire Union Canal. So we turn south here, follow this along for about a mile or so. Instantly there's a Chandler's just there as well. So if you're desperate for supplies coming through here, they might have, I've not been in to have a look around, but I would imagine they've got some kind of camp friendly food and things like that in there, and possibly gas canisters and that kind of stuff. You can probably hear in the background is a motorway just over to the right. I'm not sure which one. In a little ways we just cross over that and then we head into Penkridge, which is that market town that I've been mentioning. So yeah, should be getting there bang on time, about midday. I'm going to try and find somewhere to get, try and find something to eat there, I think, rather than have some canned food that I've got with me again. But we'll see what this market's like, I don't know. You never know these days. Sometimes these markets are all just hipster things, which I'm probably not that interested in. But we'll see. If it is like a little more kind of food-based market that's not outrageously priced, then we'll get some lunch there. If not, I can always find a pub. We get off the canal here, do a right down that road. This is Penkridge that we're just coming into now, so let's see if we can find that market and or a pub with good food. We'll see. So this is not quite the first one we come to. There's the boat right by the canal, but this one gets a good rating on Google, so I might stop in here for a pint and then head on to the market. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a pint anyway and see if the food looks good here. I might get a snack here. Not bad little pub that actually. Yeah, just stops at a quick pint in there, and I'm going to try and get some food at the market. Although the food, the bar snacks there did look pretty good actually as well. So if this market turns out to be a bust, I could always pop back there and have another pint of beer. If there's nothing at the market, I'll probably just eat something that I've got with me. Not the most inspiring market in the world. What's the knickknacks? But food was. I just managed. I picked up a couple of bags of snacks, just like sweets and things, and half a dozen eggs, which I will hard boil as soon as I stop for lunch. Let's get out of town first. So when I get out of town, I'm going to find somewhere to stop, and I guess I'm just going to end up making something that I've got with me for lunch, but I'll hard boil those eggs as well, then they don't get destroyed in a bag. Just over the river, and then we're straight off this main road. So far, after I left Penkridge, has all been pretty boring, to be honest. I kind of wishing I'd stayed in that pub for another drink and a bite to eat. But I suppose I've got to do this walk whenever I come to it. Yeah. After this morning going through Cannock Chase, this is a bit of a disappointment. That Norman church, I think I've got to stop there and make some food. Find a bench. There was one actually that's at the front of the church, but it wasn't exactly in good condition. So I'm going to see if I can find a better bench, and also keep an eye out if there's a water source here as well. Okay, no water source. There are a couple of bins around that side of the church, so I can get rid of the rubbish when I'm done. and this actually isn't too bad. I thought it looked a bit more beat up than it is when I walked past, so I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna eat and make some food and take a 15-minute break. So it's 20 to 4 now. It's probably going to be about 4 o'clock by the time I've eaten this. I'm going to do those eggs. It's going to be at least 4 o'clock. About a mile further on, we go past Belvedere Reservoir, I think. Anyway, some reservoir. Okay. And there's normally kind of nice flat bits of land around. Certainly the ones I've been past recently have all had like decent places to camp near them. And it looks fairly open there on the map, so that's where I'm assuming I'm going to be camping tonight, but we'll see when we get there. I just keep an eye out. Basically, as soon as I leave this churchyard, I'm going to start keeping an eye out for places to pitch up, but I think about a mile down the trail is where it's going to be. And in the interest of getting some progress, or making some progress rather, I'm going to carry my tea with me and drink it on the way. It's starting to get a little on the dark side. I think that's clouds rather than lack of sunlight at this point in the day, but pretty soon that's going to change. I think someone's been burning, farm in the next field maybe, I think they've been burning dry leaves or something. You can see that's smoke blowing through, I can certainly smell it. It's a pretty great smell, that. Right, it's now sunset, or a few minutes past actually, so I'm only expecting about 20 more minutes of light, so I might be switching over to the head torch soon just to get to the end of this bit of canal and just past it, but we'll see. I haven't seen anywhere to pitch up alongside of here, but then I didn't really expect to, so just have a look what's the other side of this hill. There's a little cut through the trees there, and there are fields on that side. Some of them have got, like the one just behind me has got cows in it, the one just over the hill here looks empty, but to get to them from here you need to force your way through like hawthorn bushes and then barbed wire fencing, so not my first choice to go through there, but if I can find somewhere to get through a bit further down, then the fields actually look pretty suitable to throw a tent up in the corner of. What a weather folks here. You can just see the sun going down over there and over the horizon. So there'd be an easy place to just hop over and then get back into that next field. Right, so that's my backup plan right now, is over the fence here, just down there, and either find a gap in that little bit of fence or hop over it, and that field there was just grass and it didn't have anything in it. So as you can see, there's the bridge just there. I just come up over the canal, and then just to say there's like something like some kind of caravan park there by the looks of things, but then here's this field, and this side of the canal leading up to the reservoir, which is kind of over there beyond the hill, was where I was saying I thought would be hopefully some decent flat ground. And apart from the small problem of not being able to get to it further down, I think I was right. So yeah, and just so I'm not right next to where those caravans are, I'm just going to go and have a look what it's like around these trees here. Yeah, it looks like it's had kind of grass planted in it recently, so it's going to be pasture for animals for next season, I guess. It's not ideal, but it'll do. Ground's a little bit on the soft side, but it's C+. Not the best. 20 minutes further down the canal is a pub, and if I'm not settling down and unpacking stuff yet, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take some of the heavy things out of my bag, like a couple of tins of food and one of my bottles of water. I'll take whichever one's got the least in with me, and then I'm going to go down to that pub and have a beer or two, and then I'll come back, and if the tent's not blown away, then I'm good for the night. There's also the off chance they might have a garden there that they'll let me pitch in which case I'll just run back and get the tent after I've had a pint. But we'll see. Man, this pack does not feel lighter with all that weight out of it. I can certainly see you feel an ultralight backpack in there now. Yeah, that took a bit of manoeuvring to get under. It's a pub. I bet they'll let me camp here. Better ground than where I'm pitched at the moment. Let's see what it's like inside. The sign down by the canal said they had laundrette facilities as well, so maybe they're, geared up for dealing with boaters. Results, they're absolutely cool. Me pitching tent here. I've had my power bank charging while I've been in the pub, so the phone's running a bit low on battery, so I'm not going to record much while I'm walking back, but I'm just going to run 20 minutes, I'm going to walk 20 minutes back up the canal. These steps are on a jaunty angle. Yeah, I'm going to go back up the towpath for 20 minutes, grab my tent, come back here, pitch it in the back there, and then I think I'm going to, while they've let me pitch, I'm going to get some food in the pub. There seems to be decent things. Back in the field, as the copse of trees I was pitched behind, you can't really see anything there, I'm sure. So this is moment of truth. Is my stuff still there? I'm pretty sure it will be, but it'd be a real piss if it's not. And there she is. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, cool. So I just need to break this down, get everything into my bag, and then get back down to the pub and get it repitched on the back field there. Result. Right, back to the pub. Everything's still there, so no problem with that. Somehow my tent appears to have got wetter in the hour or so that I'd left it there, so I'm not quite sure how that happened. So you can hear fireworks going off and you can see a few in the distance over there, but nothing around here. I've gone from a relatively sane pitch in terrible ground to an absolutely cockeyed pitch. I don't know if you can see that. I'll give you a better look in the morning. An absolutely cockeyed pitch in admittedly quite a lot better ground, though it's still quite soft. And I don't know what happened between me pitching my tent in the field before, coming to get a drink and then walking back there. It wasn't raining, it was only like hour and a half, 2 tops, like including walking back and forth between the 2 sites. And the tent, when I pitched it, was, it was damp from this morning. When I went back, it was sopping wet. I don't know. And you think with no one being inside it, there should be no temperature differential to create condensation, but I don't know. It was sopping wet. Anyway, I've left the door open, so it should dry a little bit. We'll see. So as you heard, the dogs going off. I always forget that bonfire night is not a good night for dogs. Still, at least it's not as bad here as it is in kind of more major metropolitan areas.